to our NBA preview with Jacob from Trypod. Jacob, the last sort of 3 months have flown by. It's our last NBA episode because we're going to time our run with the Super Bowl and the NRL season starting soon. But yeah, it's good fun to have you back on.
Yeah, it has gone quick. I love the American sport over the summer, but you can feel it like the footy fever's in the air. It's not long now, and the season kicks off in the US. We've got trials coming up. Of course, the biggest sporting event in the world in the next few days is the Super Bowl, which I'm most keen for, and we are going to break down. And we've done outrageously well with some touchdown scorer tips in that format. Haven't done as well with my NBA tips, to be fair, but hopefully people have found some good angles along the way and seen how I break it down. The NBA also takes a break in about a week or so, a little over a week for the All-Star weekend. So if I can shamelessly self-promote, that is also an important date on the Trypod calendar because it's become my sort of pet event, the All-Star weekend, the three-point shooter. That's my favorite event. And I've actually shared one tip, kind of like we've been doing with our touchdown tips in the NFL playoffs. I've shared one tip for every year I've done the pod. So that's 9 years running. You might have seen it in the Trypod group before, but in 9 years, I've picked the winner 6 times. And that's in a field of 6 to 10 players. The odds $4.50, $6, $9, $9, $8. And last year I picked Dame Lillard at $5.50, who did win. So stay tuned for that in about a week in the Trypod group if you do want my tip for that one. The other important thing to note about the NBA is we start to cast our eye towards futures. We've got the playoffs tipping off in April. You got to be aware that the trade deadline is upon us. It's again also about, I think the trade deadline actually may be in the closing in the next day or two. So that can change the landscape dramatically. If a big name moves from a team that wasn't contending to one that is, can really, really enhance the chances. We know there's only 5 players on the court, so one star player being added into the fold can make such a big difference. So just be aware of that because there's opportunities in futures, and it also can throw a spanner in the works when it comes to individual betting games. Any players involved in trades are going to instantly be withdrawn from their team, and they're not going to be available for the team they've been traded to, for another couple of days. So that's what you've got to be aware of with the NBA for the next few days as we leave you. Look, I want to ask you, Nakul, did you figure out the nickname for Jonathan Kuminga yet?
I did, but it's probably best that we don't mention it. Yeah, but,
okay, we won't go there. But I got to bring him up again because I talked about how I really like that trend and that he got more license for Golden State. He was averaging under 15 a game when I discussed that. He has gone for 20 plus in 9 of his last 10. And he will be involved in the game tomorrow, the first one that we'll discuss, actually. So that is the one you've got on screen, 76ers Golden State Warriors. And I think I've said this multiple times. We seem to have ended up with quite a few Warriors games and a few Sixer games as well to break down. But the Warriors have struggled all year. I haven't really liked them. Philly's had a really strong year, but their best player, the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid, is out. That has allowed Maxey to really thrive. He's got an all-star berth. He's put up 51 the other day. He's probably going to win most improved player. You could certainly look at Maxey, but I mean, what are we seeing for Tyrese Maxey? 25 plus is going to be very short with him getting the bulk offensive opportunities.
Yeah.
There's Maxey, $1.48, right? I'm going to look to a lesser known player, but a guy who has just taken a massive spike in shots ever since Embiid went out. It's instantly like a big portion of these shots have gone to the man you've got there at the top of the screen there, Kelly Oubre Jr. I mean, he was 10 shots a game this season. Since Embiid's been out, 16 shots a game. So massively increased role. Like, that's really substantial. So where did I see? I saw 263. Maybe the update there, 265 best price available for Kelly Oubre Jr. to score 20 plus is the bet I like most in this one.
Awesome. And as we always say, guys, if you Google Wiki Linktree, you can check out the podcast that we're doing now. You can also check out the odds comparison tool that you see on your screen for free. Again, game day, like the mornings, Aussie time. I updated a couple times in the morning, so you'll see more bookies, and obviously, therefore, you get a better price as well. But I absolutely love that. everything that you're saying, and I'm sort of feeling with the air at the moment is getting me hyped up for NRL season, but I'm trying to hold myself back, not not go there just yet.
You need NBA to fill in the month of
Yeah,
February, which is a pretty
true.
quiet sports month, and just get you through until we do get right into the thick of NRL. So luckily enough, we've got a doubleheader tomorrow. Clippers Pelicans is the next one that I've had a look at,
Yep.
and I really love the Clips. You know, I've been talking them up, and people had their doubts, and they made the Harden trade, and a lot of people wanted to write them off, but they're 25-5, I think. That sounds too good to be right, but I think that is right since the Harden trade, and including going 6-1 on their Grammys road trip. Now they're back home playing a Pelicans team that's also in really good form, has won 3 in a row. Look, the Clips are stacked. Kawhi Leonard is on fire. If they have a weakness, it is probably their interior defense with the big man Zubac still out injured. So I'm actually, one issue with the Clippers is I don't know who's gonna do the scoring. You know, you could go Kawhi, he's been awesome, but Paul George is there. But I didn't want to play Paul George overs because it seems to be taking less shots. And you know, they're a team where they've got so many good players. Sometimes when one guy's feeling it, they'll give him the ball more. But I'm just worried about the trend that Paul George is not having to do as much because other players are thriving. Harden, again, it's hit and miss because he can be more of a distributor. And they just got so many role players. A different night, it can be Coffee or Powell or Man or Westbrook that chips in. So I'd struggled to find great value on any Clippers over. Therefore, I'm going to go with Zion Williamson for the Pelicans. And I want to play him 25 plus. Best price 320 there on the odds comparison tool. He only had 16 last game, but you got to remember, like, they won that game by 38. They didn't have to basically lift a finger. The previous couple of outings, Zion's gone for 26 and 31. So 320, about 25 plus. Again, I like this matchup because you got your best big missing for the Clips. And Zion is an absolute beast when he's healthy and when he's putting it in the work, which unfortunately is not all the time. That's kind of factored in there as well. You got to take your chances. But in a game where we've got a couple of rival, you know, Western Conference playoff teams and nationally televised, I think Zion can show up, and I think that could be the strongest bet on the board that I can see.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're going to go out with a bang with our NBA potty. That's two pretty good picks. We'll get it out all over socials. We record this. What is it now? Wednesday evening. So by the time that people see this, it'll be Wednesday night Aussie time. Obviously, the games are on Thursday morning. Once again, guys, Google Wiki Linktree, the odds comparison tool, our Discord, everything by Wiki. Just Google Wiki Linktree. And for Jacob, Trypod Punters Tips Forum. Almost 30,000 people. I've got a feeling this NRL season will crack that. So you can check out our stuff. And we're just about to record the NFL Super Bowl pod. So if you're like me and you don't follow American sport too much, the Super Bowl is obviously one of those global occasions where you do want to get behind it. What is it, 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. on the Monday morning Aussie time, or 11? It's a pretty
You might have seen coverage from kind of 7 a.m., but yeah, your time 10:30
sweet.
Sydney time.
Yep.
I believe it all kicks off.
I've said for the best part of a decade, I really want to go out and watch the Super Bowl. So still don't know whether I'll actually go out to a pub and watch it. I think I'll definitely do that next year, but I'll definitely have a couple of tips. Well, whatever you tip, I'll be on, and I'll be following it with our sort of respective communities. It'd be good fun to follow a couple of touchdown score tips.
I've got quite a few tips to share in that one, actually, so can't wait to discuss it.
Excellent. Cheers. See you guys soon.